What's up, everybody? It's Afro DJ Mac here, and I've got a new Ableton Live pack for you. And this one is kind of fun. It's made from samples of my mom's piano, beautiful piano she has, and it's also combined with a couple other things. So obviously it doesn't sound exactly like a piano. I've set it up to be a little crazier than that. So let me show you how this thing works. You open it up and you get an instrument rack inside of the instrument rack. And there are two chains, and that's probably the best place to start. The first chain is the piano rack, and I'm gonna just turn down everything so it sounds about as normal as it'll ever sound. And the way this guy works here is I've got two sets of samples on every octave. And if we look here, my chain selector is right here. So right now I'm on one set of samples. Right now I'm on the other. And right here in the middle, you're in both. So you can hear the different tonalities. For fun, I'll just leave it on both right now. You have control over the key zone, which is basically, if you go inside of here, it shifts the zones. So where your higher samples would normally play the higher notes, now the lower ones are doing it. And it creates all these weird kind of different sounds for your piano using off samples. That's very like harpsichord-like, pardon that. Let's see, so we got volume for the piano. We also have a delay for the piano that you can turn up with that. I have the spread. And this is where it starts getting interesting. Now, first off, if I just hold down these notes, you're gonna see they start to play in reverse. What you'll also notice is there's a lot of background noise. My mom, my grandma, and my aunt were all hanging out in the kitchen while I was recording these samples, having a conversation, and on some of the different notes, you can hear them talking. There they are, kind of pitched up a little bit. So as you hold down the notes, the samples will reverse themselves. So you can see it here, down there. The sample comes back up, and it'll keep going. I've also set a knob here, so if you turn this knob up, you're going to always reverse the samples. So they'll go backwards then forwards rather than forwards then backwards. And that can be kind of a neat effect if you're into that sort of thing. So I'm going to turn this back normal. And the other thing I want to show you is, because the samples I felt were a little thin, I recorded them using my iPhone. So you're not going to get the fullest sound there. But I decided to put on this analog triangle sound here. This is just a preset really from the Ableton library. But what I've done is set up a filter envelope. So the filter is the LFO, my mistake there. It's a triangular LFO, it's a ramp up. And you don't really hear it too much right now. You can hear a little bit of that resonance. But what's kind of cool is when you turn it down, you get this like quarter note pumping, which I thought was pretty neat. And now if I turn up my piano, some polyrhythms going on there as the LFO is re-triggering with each note. And again, as I hold down these notes, I can now introduce my different effects here, like my delay. Now the delay is only on the piano. Same thing with the spread. Only applies to the piano, as well as the reverse. The filter is dedicated to the analog sound. And basically what it does here is it gives you this kind of crazy piano-esque instrument. I think it's really cool when you just start holding the notes down. That's when everything starts to move, they start to grow and morph and change. And you got that nice triangular pad sound just kind of keeping a little rhythm, quarter note rhythm going. I've also turned on this LFO for this for the pitch here, and that's controlled by aftertouch, and that only again applies to the piano. You can see I'm activating it a little bit. I'm just kind of, to me it sounds like the sound is melting a little. It's just a little warble, a little bit of pitch movement there that you can control with the pressure of your aftertouch keyboard, which is kind of fun. You'll notice there are two racks, and they're basically identical except for one sort of major difference that makes a big difference, is that on the second LFO I have a sample offset, which means that this piano, it's for the piano sample again. This piano sample start is, you can see it just moves all over the place based on this wave. So you kind of never know where you're going to get this thing starting. Right now I have it on reverse. Sometimes you get the beginning of the note, sometimes you get something else. But again, this I called the glitchier mom's piano because it's a little bit of a more random, unusual sound. So again, you turn up your analog here, bring the filter down a little bit. And it's just kind of this strange sounding piano kind of thing. Again, you know, I like to make things sound different, and you can get normal, great sounding piano samples all over the internet. You don't need another one from me, so I wanted to give you something that's kind of weird, kind of interesting, and hopefully a sound that you don't really have in your repertoire. So, I hope you enjoy Mom's Piano and the glitchier version of Mom's Piano. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.